Well, if you have a septic tank, you might not think much about how it's working, because after all, it's underground. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, well, the problem is when something does go bad with the septic tank, you likely have a huge mess on your hands. So here are a few tips to make sure that when you flush, everything goes and stays where it's supposed to.
I think the best I've ever found was a $10 bill.
Mike Baker of American Outback Septic Service has seen it all that has been flushed.
Pagers, phones, found a lady's costume jewelry that her daughter flushed down the toilet.
That's because what goes down, he pumps up. Service, Baker says, is necessary for every septic tank.
Rule of thumb's every 2 years to pump it.
Most of what ends up here breaks down and dissolves into the ground.
But still, you get trash and sludge and paper that build up into the tank.
And if it is not properly removed, this could end up back in your home.
It's out of sight, out of mind, because the tank's underground, you don't see it. If it flushed, they think it works. Then eventually it'll stop up.
Baker says there are some steps you can take to keep your septic system healthy. First, you should maintain your tank's bacterial level. Baker recommends these bacterial additive packets.
You flush it down the toilet once a month. Help, build the bugs, the bacteria in the system to keep it healthy.
Each packet contains a special blend of about 300 billion bacterial organisms.
It eats the sludge in the tank and breaks it down.
Bacteria is necessary for the decomposition of waste. Baker says that means you also need to make sure you don't upset the natural process by overusing disinfectants such as bleach. And never dump cooking grease down your drain.
It builds up into the pipes, and it builds up into the tank, and eventually it'll stop the toilet paper from coming out, and it'll back them up. It clogs the 4-inch line coming out of the house. It'll clog it right up, and the water will not go through it.
Another tip involves toilet maintenance. Baker recommends changing the flapper in your toilet tank every 2 years or so. Baker says Eastern Shore water tends to be hard and minerals build up on the flapper, making it stiff and hard. When that happens, water slowly bypasses the flapper.
Oh, they think it's not that much water. Oh, it is. It's a lot of water.
Causing the toilet to run excessively.
Good enough leak, it can run 1,000 gallons of water in 24 hours.
Your standard septic tank only holds about 1,000 gallons of water.
And that's one of the reasons why a system will back up, because a normal system can't handle that. Plus the normal usage.
So how do you know if your septic tank is full and ready to back up into your house? Baker says just listen to your toilet flush.
When you flush, you'll hear a gurgling sound. That's the water hitting water, and the air's escaping back to you.
A good sign you need to call in backup from the stool bus.
I'll be honest with you. The house that we're in now is the first time I've ever been on a septic tank. So a lot of this stuff, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I'm asking, I'm like, what do I need to know? And people say, oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I got to do stuff.
I learned a lot from that.
I'll bet you did.
So I'm going to ask you, guess what the most unusual thing Mike has retrieved from a septic tank is?
Unusual. Well, see, I started to say, I would think jewelry, like a big fancy ring or earring or something like that.
No.
No?
No? Yeah? You want to take another guess?
Deck of cards.
Deck of cards, all 52.
All 52.
No, actually, a dog.
Excuse me?
Yeah, don't worry, the dog was alive. Baker says he was pumping a tank. He was standing there with the owner. The dog fell into the tank. So Mike didn't think twice. He jumped in.
He jumped in.
He jumped in, grabbed the dog. Then he had a hard time getting out. So the owner helped him get out while he's holding on to the dog.
Wow.
So I guess you could call him a hero.
Wow. Man.
All in a day's
He's
work.
a better man than me. I don't know if I'd have done it. I don't know if I'd have done it.
Now here's a look at what's coming up in the news on First at 5 on Fox 21 and later on WBOC News at 6.